to Autzen Stadium in Eugene. Today, conference bragging rights on the line in this SEC Big Ten clash. It's the LSU Tigers and the Oregon Ducks. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
Thank you, guys. I have checked in with the Tigers head coach here pregame. He is so pleased with the way this quarterback is playing. As you know, he was a transfer coming in, and they didn't know what they were getting exactly. But he has become one of the leaders of this team. He has proven that he can carry them. If he keeps playing like this, the sky's the limit. I'll keep you posted on how he's settling in here early to start this game. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out.
Entering settings screen, you have 30 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected. Entering settings screen, you have 30 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Bunch formation for these receivers. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Hill. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
The Ducks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. On the ground, it's Davison. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain.
And, man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And, Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Caught behind the line. It's Johnson. Breaks free, and he might be gone. And that first defender was just waving at him after that sweet move. He picked up the first down. And he was able to break one tackle, Jesse, and almost got away from another.
Man, this secondary, this defense, they better pack a lunch. When this guy has the football, you've got to get bodies to him. And you better wrap up those legs and hold on tight. This dude's hard to tackle.
Moore fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Not the way you want to start your first drive, and the defense forces a turnover.
Well, statistically, this defense is not one of the better units against the pass. They're trying to change that here today. What a great job tracking the ball down, making a play on it, stabbing it out of the air for a big interception early. That should be massive for their confidence.
They'll start on the ground with Durham. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, to say that this guy was unblockable in their last game is definitely an understatement. He was living in the opponent's backfield, and he does it again very early in this one, David. And I know he was a guy this offensive line and this coaching staff were concerned about, and early on, they don't have an answer for him.
I'm about to say that they still have the concerns because, geez, early on, he's in the backfield right away. Got to have some kind of an answer, man. First of all, maybe not run towards his side. Secondly, maybe we double team him, but there's got to be a plan because when you get near him, bad things happen for your offense.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Looking for a man, it's Levin. Working that left side now. At the 35, he's loose. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, that's a nice job on third down there. They come into this game as the underdog, obviously, but you got to love the way they've started this one, David. Defense gets a takeaway on the opening possession. Now your first third down offensively, you're able to move the sticks. Really seems like this team is focused and dialed in.
And something good happening early in this football game gives you the momentum. As the underdog, you want to see those good plays early, right? To believe. Everybody on the sideline now knows they got some juice, things going the right way. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going on offense.
The Tigers will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll run it with Caden Durham. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking to fire. Trying to find the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Tigers.
And I love the decision by the quarterback, finding his playmaker, getting him the football quickly so that he can make something happen after the play and get 6.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Good effort, but he's going to come up a little bit short. It'll be 4th down and 1.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. Maybe didn't have the defense they expected, and they'll call a timeout here on 4th and 1. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. The Ducks will send out the punt unit. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Hauls it in, looking for space. He gets a block. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. this drive and snap it from the 44. Off the play fake on first down. Quarterback adapting. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Gain of 21 on the play. That's a first down for the offense.
And the Tigers, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. On the ground with the counter. Finding an escape route. Pulled down at the 29 after getting 5.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. On the ground, it's Berry. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. Dropping back, it's Levitt. Here's a heat, and they got it.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number 1, trying to get pressure on him. Get him to the ground is a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
What a disappointment. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. The run inside. It's Davison. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running a football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll go right back to it. Picks up the first down. And a good pickup to move the chains, and the clock will expire, and that's how they'll be set up to start the 2nd quarter. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, one thing you know about Oregon is they're always loaded in the backfield. They had a couple of true freshmen a season ago in Davison and Hill Jr. who were absolutely outstanding. And you expect this season, David, in the running game, those 2 guys are going to be the focal point for the Ducks.
They'll be the focal point, but it's just like you saw a year ago, man. Like they are a committee, and they run hard. They run as angry as anybody in the country. Obviously, having more come back at the trigger opens it up. Price transfers in, so it's going to be another year of stable running backs for Oregon. A lot of ground and pound and a lot of physicality.
So first down here as they go back to work. Running inside, it's Davison. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs closer to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Dante Moore. Pressure coming. They get to him as he throws.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. Wants to adjust the pattern. From the gun on 3rd down, Dante Moore. Got the back over the middle. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Moore will throw. Under fire. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Oh, the receiver is going to hate watching film and watching that play back because that was a touchdown and he dropped it.
They're dealing with a second and long. Wide receiver going in motion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Moore. Turning it on. Touchdown, Ducks. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
And that is just outstanding execution on that pass. Great route by the receiver. Good timing on the throw by the QB. Receiver catches it in stride, turns on the jets, and is gone.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. They took it 64 yards right down the field. And they finished things off with a scoring toss from the 33. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Looking for a gap. It's Barry. Punches ahead. They'll give him a yard to the 13.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Back to throw. It's Levitt. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
That's a bad decision by the quarterback. In that area of the field, you have got to be careful. If the guy's not wide open, you've got to throw that football away because not only are you getting it picked off, but he's returning it now down close to your goal line and setting his offense up in great field position.
Linebackers trying to create some confusion. And the Ducks are threatening on 1st and goal. Play clock was getting close to 0, and they have to burn a timeout. And now they'll have to go the rest of the half with no timeouts remaining. Now the LSU Tigers will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. And the sudden change magnified for this defense as it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And on that situation on the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Using his legs, it's Hill. He is stopped well short of the first down, but they are still in field goal range, assuming they send the kicker out there. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
Well, they're able to get a field goal, put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would have liked to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession and give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get it.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner goes down. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Dropping back, it's Levitt. Finds the tight end. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The Tigers want to move quickly.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark.
Gashing the knee on the right. He's at the 40. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of the game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. From the 22 on 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Berry. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's a big problem for this defense. When you get that guy in space, it's hard to catch him. You got to bottle him up near the line of scrimmage. Palmer, too much daylight too early in that run.
Yeah, you're right, David. And I think that's what makes this guy unique. With his skill sets, you just know it's a matter of time. You just keep giving him the football. Good things are going to happen. Long touchdowns are going to happen. You saw it right there.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From the gun to give, looking for room.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
He might want another play. Here's more to throw. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And that is priority number 1 for defenses. Get to the quarterback, affect him, get hits on him. They do it right here, get their first sack of the game. Last game, by the way, last time out, they had 5. Let's see what this defense can continue to do.
Moore from the gun on 3rd down. Takes his shot. And they can't make the play on 3rd down.
And now it's kind of decision time for this offense. It's been a great start to the football game. Moving the ball down the field, scoring 10 points on the first 2 possessions. Do you want the field goal to still be a 2-possession game? Or do you want to be aggressive here, try to go for it on 4th down, and maybe break this game open early?
Hunt is on its way. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to throw, it's Levin. Fires to the right. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Taking it the other way. And just an outstanding return. Takes it back to the 7-yard line.
And I don't mind this coaching staff and their decision to stay aggressive here with the lead at the end of the first half. You've got a quarterback that, in my opinion, has earned the right to throw the ball in these situations, but you've got to be better with your decision-making right there. That's a costly turnover, which now gives your opponent the chance to score some more points here at the end of the half.
Throwing more. Oh, they're after him. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on first down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass. Defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Looking for the goal line. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
From our gorgeous Orlando studios, it's the Week 5 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with Colorado, taking on the number 7 team, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And it's the Red Raiders on the losing end right now of a tightrope. This legit playoff contender kind of stumbled out of the gates, and while there is time to turn things around, they had better start soon. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see...
Caught, and he's got room. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
Caught in the backfield, it's Brown. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple of weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
Looking downfield, it's Levin. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. The run inside, it's Berry. He gets nothing, nowhere to go, and it'll be 4th down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. They stop him immediately, flying down the field, and get to him before he can even get started. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. Now they've got breathing room, got 6 all the way out to the 20.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
6-yard pickup on first down, leaves them with 2nd and 4. They go right back to it. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. In the gun on 3rd down, Moore trying to get behind the defense. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Well, they were probably thinking 4-down territory with the 3rd and short, so the quarterback is licking his chops thinking there's no way the defense is going to be thinking I'm taking a deep shot down the field right now. I've got a home run ball, but give the defender so much credit. He was ready for it, and he snags that out of the air.
Great discipline by this defense. Understanding it's 3rd and short, you might get a short concept. No. Playing the deep ball great with great discipline. I like the way he breaks on the football, gathers the interception, and gets the big 3rd down stop.
Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Entering settings screen, you have 30 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected. Menu narration option is set to off.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
4th down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it. Run in the red zone. It's Durham. Steamrolls his way ahead. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
And those 4th and 3, 4th and 4 situations are really tough. Is it a passing situation? Is it a running situation? I really got to see my keys, go get it. Defense was just a step slow. They give up the 4th.
He's going for the goal line. Driving its way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
And I'm good with it. I like what the offense is doing. Be physical. I don't need to get pass happy down here on 1st and goal. Nice job believing in my running game, and maybe I stick to it for another play or two.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. To the air. It's Levitt. Touchdown, Tigers! Into the end zone for 6. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all.
21, Oregon, 10.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Running inside, it's Davison. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Moore makes the grab. It's Johnson. Oh, he's got some space.
And you've really seen the evolutions of tight ends, man. These guys are no longer just big bodies that block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. They can make plays. They can run people over. They can now run around people. So nice to have these tight ends.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Davison. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Motion from the wide receiver. Got it behind the line. It's Hooks. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Moore from the gun, trying to convert 3rd down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And we've already seen him make splash plays in this football game. He got the interception, the big pick earlier, now getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback, and doing the most important thing. When you get there, get home, and get him on the ground. He's got a pick, and now he's got a sack.
Here's the return. Makes a move. He just about took that one to the house. They finally bring him down, but when you have a return like that, it pretty much eats up everything gained by the punt. The LSU offense comes out to start this drive. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Back to throw, it's Levin. Unloads to the wideout. Caught over the middle, it's Brown. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise,
Light up, got some room, headed to the goal line, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, LSU! How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? Precision blocking up front, created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. The run inside. It's Hill. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going.
Makes the grab in their space. Past the 50. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Oregon. Once he got some room, it was over.
Here in the second half of this game, you're trailing, David. No surprise there. You got to throw the ball to the guys that are making plays for you. He had already had a touchdown catch. That's number 2 now. If they're going to get back in this game, they got to keep throwing him the ball.
Hey, man, I mean, keep finding him. He keeps making plays, keeps catching the football. And listen, when you find that matchup outside that works, that you can depend on, I don't blame quarterbacks for going back to them time and time again.
And the extra point was good. Guys, LSU has the lead here. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. Tigers send out the offense to go to work. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Caden Durham again. That keeps the running game churning. Pickup of 5 to the 23.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Looking down the middle. It's caught downfield. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. The give to Caden Durham. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Here's Lewis. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Well, you got to give this defense credit. They have hemmed him in all game. There's been nothing for this guy running the ball, whether it's been designed QB runs or on scrambles, and a nice job there with great effort. Taking the angles away, they're able to hone in on him and get him down for a massive loss on that side.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Dante Moore throws to the wideout. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He'll be stopped right at the 42 after returning the pick, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Lewis to throw. They're working that left side. At the 35, he's open. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
When quarterbacks learn to take checkdowns, man, they become way more efficient. They become way better. They get way more possessions, and he does a really good job. It's not his primary guy, but he looks down the field. He doesn't force the football, but checks it down to his running back and still makes a big play because it was the right decision.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds.
And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now.
Well, there's no quit in this defense, I'll give them that. Obviously, you're trailing here late in the game. It seems like the opponent's going to win, but still, they've got guys out there playing the way they're coached to play. They're playing with outstanding effort, trying to make plays to claw their team back in the game.
The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. So getting the ball back on that interception at least gives us a chance to have a finish in this one. Running inside, it's Davison.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Here's Moore to throw. Fires left. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
You want to know why this team is losing? Look no further than this statistic, guys. Their best receiver doesn't have a catch yet in this game. There they try to go his way again. The defense has completely shut him down.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the fourth quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
They'll move the wide receiver. Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Throwing Moore. Under fire. And it's a sack.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are. It's late. Everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack at a big moment.
The Ducks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The offense changing the play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an L.
And after the failed connection on 2nd down, this offense faces a 3rd down. From the gun on third down, Dante Moore. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
Moore to throw for it on fourth down. He wants a big play here late. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Berry. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. First down. They'll ride the hot hand. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
In situations like this, offensively, when you've got the lead in the fourth quarter, when you got to run the ball, you go back to the runs that you have the most confidence in, that you can execute in your sleep, and they do it right there, ripping off 7 yards.